If you experience one miracle in your lifetime, many consider themselves to be lucky. But what if you experienced a series of them over several weeks?
That is what happened to one far west suburban Chicago teen. Sylvia Perez has his story in tonight's special report.
Carson Cathy usually has no problem walking downstairs to play video games in his man cave, but he did one Saturday morning back in early February.
I felt like I was walking fine, but I guess I wasn't.
After hearing him fall out of bed and having to kick in the door to his son's room, Carson's father called for an ambulance.
I hate to compare it to PTSD, but I still hear that cry in the morning and finding him laying there. And I said, "Carson, what's going on?" And he said, I can't feel my left side.
Carson also said he couldn't stand, yet somehow
I made it to the ambulance and then I laid down there.
he made it down the stairs by himself and into the waiting ambulance. Once inside, Rush Copley's ER doctors scrambled to figure out what was happening to this healthy 16-year-old defensive tackle from Oswego High School.
It's a lot to do in a very short period of time. So having a neurologist there really helps.
With the help of what's called a telestroke robot, the ER doctors at Rush Copley in Aurora and the on-call neurologist at Rush Medical Center in Chicago, Dr. Alejandro Vargas, worked together to determine Carson was having a stroke.
A pediatric patient or someone of his age is really rare to have a stroke. It gives us a lot of audiovisual advantages to see the patient and do a physical exam to see how severe the stroke is. It has really good zoom capabilities. I can zoom in.
Doctors Vargas and Wong and a few of their colleagues gave us a quick demonstration on how the telestroke system works.
Having the patient follow a finger, you can see their eye movement.
In Carson's case, the telestroke robot helped them quickly realize he was a candidate for the clot-busting drug called TPA. It can only be administered in the first few hours after a stroke occurs.
Time is extremely critical when a patient comes in with a stroke.
45 minutes after he received the drug, Carson says he could move his left side once again, but the doctors still didn't know what caused the stroke. Carson spent the next week at Rush Medical Center downtown undergoing testing until pediatric cardiologist Dr. Joshua Murphy figured it out.
They found a PFO in his heart, which is a hole in the heart.
Carson spent the next 4 weeks at home waiting to have surgery to repair the hole in his heart. 2 weeks after surgery, he was back at football practice. Soon after that, he returned to field for his team's second game of the season with a little pomp and circumstance.
The first game back, I had a lot of butterflies, but as soon as I got out there and started moving again and started getting back into motions and knowing everything that was going on, it was a lot nicer.
Like every single day, that whole week, there had to be a different miracle. Something happened every day where a doctor stepped in or something happened.
It's a learning experience, and that if you just keep learning from it and keep pushing through it, that you're going to benefit a lot more in the end.
Doctors say Carson will be able to play football next year as well, and his family says he's already being recruited by several colleges. As for the hole in his heart, it's really not that uncommon. 20% of people have it, and doctors say it doesn't pose a problem for most of them. Sylvia Perez, Fox 32 News.